Hi everyone. In this session, I'm going to talk about a tip which can help you on understanding the reusability. I will be taking an example. It's more like a design inspiration, and we try to think why it has been done in that way. If we understand it, a part of it can be taken to your respective projects. Tomorrow, if you are designing something, I'm sure definitely the same analogy, whatever you're learning here, it can be applied there as well. I strongly believe this is so powerful. Maybe it might sound very basic, but whenever I think of some design in the initial stages to any customer, this has helped me a lot. Okay, so on that note, let me give you the context of the example, which is Pega Customer Service. If you're not aware of Pega Customer Service is a framework which is built on top of Pega. I'm sure many of you are aware of this. If you're not aware of this framework, if not at all, then even then I might give some one-liners, but I will suggest you to go and explore about this on the web. It's like you can think of Pega layer, which is more like the Pega, the core Pega. That is the base layer, which is this one. And on top of that, Pega has built a framework called Pega Customer Service. Okay. And what is Pega Customer Service? Think of anything like you have a business and you have so many customers, and customers want to reach out to you about something. It's more like tracking all the interactions from the customer. Okay, so Pega has built a framework about how customers will be able to reach to the business using a channel, something like maybe a call, or maybe through other channels. All of that has already been done in Pega Customer Service. Okay, maybe this session is not to talk about Pega Customer Service itself, but if you know this framework already, it will help you to understand what I am talking about. But back to the context. So on Pega, we already have a framework which is called Pega Customer Service. So that's fine. So already something is already built, and Pega Systems is basically giving this as an offering to many customers. And if you want to go and understand Pega Customer Service, you can understand this in multiple ways. You just go to the website, Pega website, and start seeing how customer service is being used by customers which are from maybe financial services. I'm going to take a few minutes to set the context for this so that you can understand. And let me put it this way: Pega Customer Service for Pega Financial Services. There is one such offering. Like Pega is really giving this framework of customer service to the financial services companies. Okay, when I say financial services companies, think of companies like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, or any such companies. Okay, or you will also see it talks about Pega Customer Service. It's also known as CS. Maybe we can say that Pega CS, it's nothing but Pega Customer Service, and Pega Customer Service for healthcare. You might be knowing so many companies on healthcare, how they are using, I mean, as of now, as we speak, there are so many companies who are using Pega Customer Service for healthcare to address their business needs. Okay, and in the same way, there are many other industries who are leveraging this Pega Customer Service. Let me take another one as there are many things like communications, like telecommunications, or maybe let me take the other one, financial services, healthcare, and what else? Maybe let's take communications itself, okay, as we already brought it up. I don't remember the customers using this Pega customer service for companies. It's not on top of my head right now, but you can definitely go through the web and see how Pega is being used in these kind of industries. When I say industries, financial services is an industry, healthcare is an industry, and communications is an industry, isn't it? So how they are using it, if you're just a beginner, and even if like this is not something which is only for LSAs, people think that, oh, this is a design, then this is all about business. Maybe as a system architect, I don't have to understand this. Maybe I used to think in that way, but that is totally wrong. Anyone who is working on Pega, who needs a basic understanding, or who is trying to get to the layer of understanding the design, Even the Pega essays, I recommend them to understand this concept. Okay. Now, okay, so much of details. I know I've spoken a lot, but let's get into one of the example, which is my first example is Pega Customer Service for financial services. If you are a beginner, let's make a fresh copy of this diagram. So we are talking about Pega Customer Service. Imagine this never existed, and if you and me are creating this Pega Customer Service for financial services, how we are going to design this, right? Maybe we might think of, okay, we already have a Pega layer, which is, okay, this is the one Pega layer. And on top of Pega Infinity, which is our Pega layer, we might be building something like, okay, one more layer for Pega Customer Service for financial services. Okay, let me put it the same. Pega Customer Service for financial services, right? This is how we might think. But is this correct? This approach is totally wrong. We will get to that. That's the main part or main tip what I'm going to give in this session. So if we are thinking in this way, this is incorrect, because this is more like, okay, on top of Pega, if already Pega Customer Service or financial services is built, tomorrow if we want Pega customer service for healthcare, right? Think of now Pega also has to give the same customer service for healthcare services, for healthcare industry, or maybe for communications industry, right? Now I just want to take this design inspiration from Pega itself. I have seen this how they have done it. I've been part of this journey, how this framework or customer service has evolved in the last 12 years. I have seen it very closely. That's the reason I have taken this as an example. So I said this is incorrect. Okay. Then what is correct? What exactly Pega has done? That is the beauty. Okay. Let me take now how things have been done is the bottom layer, obviously, we have, which is Pega. Let me call this as Pega Infinity. Okay. We have Pega Infinity. And the beauty is the Pega customer service. When I say customer service, this has been in the market for a long time. Okay, earlier it used to be called as CPM. We don't need to understand all of that, but all I am saying is this is the CS framework of Pega, which is coming from Pega. What Pega has done is, instead of releasing one application, which is like Pega customer service for um, financial services, you will be saying Pega Foundation for Financial Services. Oh, that's a new term, but please try to understand Pega Foundation for Financial Services. This will help you. This is exactly where I want to share that tip. So Pega has built one foundation layer, which is Pega Foundation for Financial Services, which is like this block. And on top of this, they made the actual offering, which is Pega Customer Service for Pega Customer Service for financial services. Okay, so now this is the beauty. Maybe you might think, oh, what is there in this? What is the beauty, right? What exactly is the tip that I'm going to share? If you say that Pega is actually leveraging the microservices kind of architecture, all the customer service. Let me give some numbering so that you can follow me while I'm talking. So the first part is this layer, which is Pega customer service, is holding all the logic where all the interactions of the customers are tracked. We get the interaction portal. This is the core part of Pega customer service. All of that functionality is included into this layer, which is Pega customer service. And then only for financial services, to roll out the functionality of financial services, this is a second layer where you can think of, if you think of financial services, right? If I am thinking about financial services like Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan or anybody, from my past experience, they always start with, okay, they'll be having a party or a customer, or they're talking about onboarding something, like it could be an individual or it could be a firm or entity. All of these terminology which is already there, all of the data model or all of the assets which financial services might need is already baked in into this layer. That is the important part. So whatever SME knowledge Pega has about the financial services, think of the all the foundation is kept in this layer. I won't call this as a framework because it's not a framework. It's just a foundation where it's acting like a base, which gives you all of the properties or all of the base that you need. Yeah. If you want to understand more, just get into it. and explore that, but I'm not going deep into that. Back to the context. Now we have the base, we have the Pega customer service. So we have one, which is customer service, which is giving us the interaction portal and everything, which is the core of customer service. And this point two, which is more like the Pega foundation for financial services. All of the foundation is coming from here. Now we have the third layer, which is in this case, that is Pega Customer Service for Financial Services. This is exactly the wrapper sitting on top of that. So it has access to both one and two. So it has access to all the interaction portal stuff, the core part of the customer service, and it also has the foundation of financial services that makes it complete. So that's how Pega Customer Service for Financial Services has come up. Even now, still, if you're thinking, hey, what is exactly my point here, right? What exactly is so much enlightening that we have to think too much about this, right? Now, let me keep the same thing, okay? And now, this is the part one, whatever we have discussed. Now, let me talk about some other industry. Then you will know what exactly is reusable, why Pega has followed this approach, okay? Think of a healthcare industry. When Pega has rolled out, you might be able to guess this time, but Pega has rolled out, when Pega has rolled out this customer service for other industry, which is like, let's take healthcare since we are following that example. This is our Pega layer, which is the base. On top of that, if healthcare needs to be given, right, already Pega will not be building anything new. Already it is having a framework, which is Pega customer service, right? This is our CS framework. Alongside this, earlier, because it was a financial services, Pega has built a foundation for financial services. This time, I'm saying Pega has to be giving the foundation for healthcare. So your guess might be right. So Pega foundation for healthcare. So it has built another layer called healthcare. And on top of that, now comes Pega customer service offering for healthcare. So still, I hope many of you would have understood the tip by now, but still, I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to make it more obvious. Okay, healthcare. So, this is how Pega has released the offering of Pega customer service for healthcare into the market. Okay, now, again, point one here. What is point one? Pega customer service, which has been, this is not something new, which has already been there. It's exactly the reuse of the same layer. But when releasing it for healthcare, imagine if you're dealing with healthcare, again, you will be having the similar terminology within healthcare, isn't it? Like if you have to start building a healthcare, you have to start with the data model with the basic entity relationships that are there in the healthcare. What Pega has done, all the knowledge that it has about this domain, the SME knowledge, everything with respect to terminology, data model, relationships, all of that is baked in into this particular foundation. That's very nice, isn't it? And now on top of that, there is a wrapper application, which is point three, which is a Pega customer service for healthcare, which is having both the interaction portal stuff, which is a core of customer service, and then it also has all the basic foundation that it needs for healthcare, so that it's not as like from the scratch application. Now, if customers have to build the application, what customers will do? Customer will start building the application on top of it. And so this is more like the customer's application, which is for healthcare, right? For healthcare, obviously, because the customer is from healthcare, so they'll build an application here. If the customer is from financial services, they will build the application on top of Pega customer service for financial services. This is the customer's application of financial services, right? Now, the main thing where the reusability comes in here, if you see this properly, the Pega customer service layer, which is used here, right? This part, and even the Pega customer service layer, which is used in this part. See, both of them are exactly same. So Pega has not built customer service, the core part of the framework, twice in this example. So it's the same Pega customer service layer used in both the layers. So that is the reusable part, right? Now you might ask a question, hey, then maybe I'm just raising a question. Maybe if you're getting a question, something like, okay, why did we do this foundation layer? Why not directly put all of the data model, everything in the same layer what Pega is giving as an offering. Okay, initially I was getting this question, but I'll tell you from my experience what I have seen is some of the customers, they do not want the entire customer service. They don't want the interaction portal stuff. You know what they do? They just take Pega Foundation for healthcare, or Pega Foundation for financial services. So on top of Pega, they're only taking the foundation services, and on top of that, they're proceeding with their applications. It all depends on the need, isn't it? In this case, so hope this question is answered. Whatever I highlighted in red color, if you have a question why this foundation is made, that is exactly the point I want to touch upon in this session. It's more like the foundation is made so that it can exist on its own. So don't think of it like, okay, now if you see this, now there is no such question in my head about what I just posed to you, like why this foundation, but I'll give it one more shot if you haven't followed me. So what I'm saying is, Pega has offered, let me put some stars here, okay, in some other colors so that you follow me this time. So Pega Customer Service for Healthcare. Obviously, this is an offering. If someone wants, any customer wants this, so Pega Customer Service for Healthcare can be directly used by the customer, right? And if some of the customers, if they say, hey, I just need the core part of the Pega customer service, these days I haven't seen such customers, but think of it in the old days, they used to only take Pega customer service and remaining things customers used to build. Okay, even this can coexist on its own. And the last one, even Pega Foundation for Healthcare, if someone wants only Pega, Pega Infinity, and Pega Foundation, so that all the semi knowledge of data model entities, everything needs to be there, that is present in this foundation layer. So it can coexist on its own. So that means some of the customers can take the entire stack, which is like Pega Customer Service for Healthcare, or some of the customers can directly take Pega and the foundation and they can build on top of it. Imagine, I mean, I have seen many customers also doing this, where they take Pega, okay, on top of Pega, they only proceed with Pega Foundation for Healthcare, okay, and they proceed building their own application here. So this is like customer application. I have seen these cases. So that's why I'm making a point how building this as blocks, separate blocks, how it has helped both Pega and the customers. That is the exactly tip that I'm sharing here. The microservices architecture. For the other customers I am saying, so there they have leveraged Pega customer service, what we just spoke, and Pega Foundation for healthcare. Okay, healthcare. And on top of this, there is an offering which is Pega customer service for healthcare, right? And then on top of this, customers have built their own application, customer application. Now think of this. This is approach one where customers have taken the benefit of the whole thing, but there are other customers in approach two, where on top of Pega, they proceeded only with Pega Foundation because they don't have the requirements of interaction portal as such, all the functionalities of customer service. I mean, maybe you think of it this way, Pega has tried to show them, hey, this is all that is coming via customer service, but they don't want all of that. So they just went with the application, which is Pega Foundation for Healthcare. Still, they're building on top of it, and they got everything, all the benefits that come out of the foundation. So, building things in the blocks, in the building blocks like this, will definitely help the customers or the design in a long term. And this is something which is an enlightening thing, a simple one, which I have learned over experience. Where if we are creating any layer cake, if you are thinking about creating something reusable for your customer, try to take some inspiration from here to see what can be made as building blocks so that even they can coexist on their own if we have any such requirements. Okay, that is the only tip I wanted to share in this session. Thank you so much.